Hello everyone, my name is Kavita Ganesh and today I'll be presenting about Chapter 1 Business Organizations under the subject of Company Law. So, have you ever wondered why some businesses are run by just one person while others have many owners, directors, or shareholders? The answer lies in the type of business organization they are registered under. In Malaysia, there are three main types of business organizations. First, sole proprietorship. Next, partnership, and then we have company. Now, each of these has its own legal characteristics, advantages, and risks. In this presentation, we'll explore each type in detail, understand the relevant laws and cases, and highlight the key differences between them. Now, let's start with the most basic form, the sole proprietorship. Now, a sole proprietorship is the simplest and most common types of business organization in Malaysia. It is a business that is owned and managed by one person only. The owner has complete control over the businesses, keeps all the profits and makes all the decisions by themselves. However, the owner is also personally responsible for all the losses and debts of the business. This is known as unlimited liability. If the business owes money, the owner must use their personal savings or their own properties to pay off the debts. So here, sole proprietorships are governed under the Registration of Business Act 1956. It's easy to start with. We can start with the registration with the Companies Commission of Malaysia, or commonly known as SSM, where the process is simple and the costs are low. So let's take a simple example. Imagine Aisha, who runs a small cake shop called Aisha's Bakery. She owns the shop, manages the accounts, and serves to her customers. So here, if she makes a profit, it's all hers. But if she faces losses or owns suppliers' money, she alone must bear all the burdens. Here, the advantages of this form of business are that it's easy to establish, it's flexible, and fully controlled by the owner. But the disadvantages include unlimited liability, limited capital, and no perpetual existence. Meaning, the business ends if the owner dies or decides to stop operating. So, while sole proprietorships are perfect for small and personal businesses, they carry higher financial risks for the owner. Next, we have partnerships, which are slightly more complex than sole proprietorships. A partnership is formed when two or more persons carry on a business in common with the view of profit. Now, this is defined under Section 3, Subsection 1 of the Partnership Act 1961. So here, a partnership must meet three conditions. First, there must be at least two people and not more than 20. They must be carrying on a business together with the motive to generate profit. So here, if there's no intention to make profit, it's not a partnership at all. So here, let's take a look at a few important cases from Malaysian law that illustrate this. First case is Suhut Bank versus Ku Chai Neo, 1897, where a group of people form a loan association where they lend money among themselves, but they did not aim to make a profit. The court held that this was not a partnership because it wasn't a profit-making business. Next, we can see in the case of Keith Spicer versus Mansell, 1970, where two people were planning to form a company but haven't officially started operations. One of them made purchases and the supplier tried to sue both as partners. So here the court ruled that no partnership existed since they were only preparing to start a company, not actually carrying on a business yet. Here, these cases show that intention to carry on a business for profit is essential. In a partnership, each partner contributes something. It can be money, property, or skill. They share profits and are jointly and severally liable for losses. This means if one partner makes a mistake or incurs a debt, all partners can be held responsible. Partnerships are flexible and allow for shared responsibility, however, they also carry risk. Disagreements between partners can arise, and if one partner dies or becomes bankrupt, the partnership automatically dissolves. In short, partnerships are built on trust, teamwork, and mutual benefit. But they also require clear agreements and strong communication to avoid conflicts. Finally, we have the company, the most formal and protected type of business organization. A company is a legal entity separate from its members or shareholders. It is created through incorporation under the Companies Act 2016. Once incorporated, a company becomes a separate legal person where it can own property, enter contracts, sue, or be sued in its own name, and continue to exist even if its members change. This is known as perpetual succession. Here, one of the key advantages of a company is limited liability. This means that the company's shareholders' responsibility for the company's debts is limited to the amount they invested or the unpaid portion of their shares. Their personal assets are protected, unlike in partnerships or sole proprietorships. Now, let's look at the differences between a company and a partnership. A company has a separate legal identity, while a partnership does not. A company's property belongs to the company itself, not the members. Here, a company has a perpetual succession where it continues to exist even after the death of its members, while a partnership dissolves when a partner leaves. A company has greater borrowing power and can issue shares or create charges, while a partnership cannot. In a company, management is handled by directors, not the shareholders. Well, in a partnership, every partner can take part in the management. For example, if Aisha's bakery grows and she wants to expand nationwide, she can register it as Aisha's Bakery Sendirian Berhad. Now, her business becomes a company. She can attract investors, her personal assets are protected, and the company will continue even if she steps down. Although forming a company involves more legal procedures and higher costs, the benefits such as stability, limited liability, and stronger predictability makes it the preferred choice for growing businesses. In conclusion, there are three main types of business organizations in Malaysia: sole proprietorship, partnership, and company. Each plays a vital role in the economy, giving individuals and groups different ways to conduct businesses based on their goals, size, and risk tolerance. A sole proprietorship is ideal for small personal ventures. Partnership works best when teamwork and shared investments are needed, while companies offers the strongest protection and long-term growth potential. Understanding these forms of business organizations is essential for anyone studying company law because it forms the foundation for more advanced topics like incorporation, corporate governance, and shareholder rights. Now, thank you for watching and learning together with me about business organizations in Malaysia.
Created using Powtoon.